Hey guys, Alex with Dirt Warrior here. Today I'm going to show you how to install our vault enclosure for the General. So some of the tools you're going to need is number 3 Phillips screwdriver, 7/16. I'm going to be using a impact, but you can use just a wrench or a socket, just whatever you have. Same thing with this Torx. It's a T40. I'm going to be using the impact, but you can use just a screwdriver Torx or whatever you have available. And then number 15 socket. And then the last thing is just a 7/16 wrench that we'll use here and there. All right, so this is how your back door is gonna come. You're gonna get it out of the box and it's gonna look like this. It's got all the brackets attached to it, and so you can kind of see where they go. So I'm gonna go ahead and take these off. All right, now that I've taken all the hardware off of the door and I've noted in my head which bracket goes where, I'm going to start with the back corner one. It has the bigger hole and then the slotted hole on here, and I'm going to mount this to the car first. So I'm going to take my number 15 socket and I'm going to take this bolt out in the corner right here. And I popped the roof off a little bit. This is just a lock and ride one, so it just pops off. If you have a different roof, you might have to loosen the roof or whatever it takes, because this nut on the back of this will come off. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. Now I'm just going to leave that on there, leave the nut back there. I'm going to put this bolt through there, through our bracket, and I'm going to put it back on. I'm not going to tighten it down yet. I'm just going to get it kind of snug. Okay. Now I'm going to take my back door. I'm going to place it, and I'm going to put the bolt, or the bolt through there. And it's kind of hard, kind of tricky if you're by yourself. Obviously it'd be easier if you had a second person. But I'm going to put that on there, and I'm just going to leave everything loose. I'm going to take this bracket that was in the bottom of here, and I'm going to put it in between this metal piece and the plastic, and I'm going to put the bolt through both the window and that bracket. And all that's going to do is squeeze that and hold the bottom of this window in place. Now I'm going to take my last bracket that goes right here. I'm going to install that. And all those two brackets that look the same, the one that goes on the top right here and this one right here, it's just sitting on the inside of your cage. It doesn't really go in anything, it just kind of clamps the inside of the cage to the window. Okay, now I'm going to get the window where I want it. And I'm going to go ahead and start tightening everything up. So I'm going to take my screwdriver, my number 3, and I'm going to take my 7/16. Start tightening all this up. And as I'm tightening everything up, I'm going to make sure that the window doesn't move and it's where I want it still. Then I'm going to tighten the cage bolt up at last. Okay, back window's on. All right, now I'm going to install the front piece to the front door. It's just a little filler piece that looks like this. It's going to mount right here, and it's just going to take up this space so the mirror will still work. So I already went ahead and put this bracket here. It's like just like a little S bracket. And if you have the factory window, like this car does, you'll take out your little ball and put our bracket in between the nut and the cage hole. And if you don't have the factory window, that cage hole is still there, and we supply just a little nut and bolt that will go through there, and it'll mount this the same way. And then this thing goes on there like this. Pretty simple. This bulb goes out so it'll seal against the door. And I'll take my 7/16 and screwdriver and tighten that down. Okay. Now I'm going to work on the lower door piece, which is right here. And we slotted these holes so it has lots of adjustment. And this is going to go on the inside of your door. So I'm going to take that Torx and I'm going to take out these factory bolts. You're not going to be reusing them for our door, but if you ever take that lower piece off, I would suggest saving them so you can put them back in when you take our lower door off. Now I'm going to take our hardware that we supply. It's an M6 thread. It's about 1.25 inches long. And I'm going to take these and make sure you have the washers on there. It's going to come in a little bag. And I'm going to start installing these through our lower door and onto the door. So I'm just going to take my screwdriver, start mounting this up. And just like I did on the back door, I'm not going to tighten it down super tight yet. I'm just going to snug everything up so I can move it back and forth. These holes are adjustable, so you can move the whole door front and back depending on how it needs to go on your car. All right, now that I got my lower door on and kind of loose so I can still adjust it if I need, I'm gonna go ahead and put my upper door in. It just slides in just like that, just like so. Now I'm actually gonna close the door and I'm gonna move it around. This actually lined up pretty good straight out of the first try. So I'm gonna leave the lower door right there where it's at, and I'm gonna tighten it all down now. Okay, now that everything's tight, I'm gonna go ahead and look at it, make sure it stayed where I wanted it to, and it did. Everything's sealing off nice. If you do have any gaps, you can pull this trim down a little bit. It's got about a 1/2 inch worth of play, and yeah, just final tweaks. Right on, guys. Thanks for watching.